they're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. It's Friday, April 19th, 2024. As we head on into the weekend, we're coming to you live from the Port Mall in Scarborough, Tobago. I am Adana Kumbi, and this is the day that the Lord has made. What a beautiful day to rejoice and be glad in it. The Word of God says to rejoice, and again I say rejoice. Pray continuously and always give thanks for all things, for this is the will of God concerning you. And I want to encourage all of you this morning to find something to give thanks for. There are so many things that are happening around us, but yet here we are in the land of the living, and there are so many things that we can itemize to give Almighty God thanks for. So let's continue to give thank you. Have a heart of gratitude, a heart of thankfulness as we go through today and as we head on into the weekend. Think of somebody who has done something for you, somebody who means something to you in your life. Just reach out to them today and say, you know what, I thank you for being there for me. I thank you for being my friend. I thank you for understanding me and for always giving me a word of advice or comfort. So let's turn this weekend into a weekend of gratitude and thanksgiving. All right, ladies and gentlemen, before we go any further, we're going to head on over to the news in 90 seconds.
News in 90 seconds is brought to you by Standards, never beaten on quality and prices.
Thank you, Adana. Here is your news in 90 seconds for Friday, April 19, 2024. Concerns are being raised about central government's permission to use multipurpose facilities in Tobago. It began with a Facebook post by Tobago West MP Shamfa Kajol Lewis alleging THA's obstruction of central government projects. Kajol Lewis criticized THA's reluctance to allow central government programs in THA facilities, citing instances of interference. She accused THA Secretary Terence Baines of intimidating the Blackrock Village Council. Senator Lawrence Hislop defended Kajol Lewis, condemning the THA officials' interference. Up next, the U.S. government's recent reinstatement of sanctions on the Venezuelan's energy sector does not impact the dragon gas deal between the Maduro government and Trinidad and Tobago. This assurance came from the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. The release followed an announcement from the U.S. Department of Treasury Office of Foreign Assets Control regarding amendments to General License 44A governing Venezuelan sanctions. The ministry clarified that these amendments do not affect the specific license issued to Trinidad and Tobago, permitting business dealings involving the dragon gas field. And finally, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced that the Cabinet has approved a name change for the Emancipation Holiday. Beginning this August 1st, it will be known as African Emancipation Day. He made this announcement during a recent media conference emphasizing the need to clarify the significance of emancipation and who it pertains to. Rowley noted international attempts to associate with the Emancipation Day and asserted Trinidad and Tobago's leadership in establishing it as a holiday. He underscored the importance of recognizing that Trinidad and Tobago's emancipation is rooted in the liberation of African slaves, stressing the unique historical legacy of descendants of slaves and the duty to preserve it. And that was your news in 90 seconds.
Life is good with zero interest for 6 months, zero down payments, zero stress payment plan. That's right. With Standards My Terms, we are putting the power of zero in your hands. Now, you can get that new sectional, fridge, stove, or TV for zero down. Pay zero interest later and enjoy a zero stress payment plan plus quick approval within 48 hours. Standards, never beaten on quality and prices.
Thank you, Brianna, there for that news in 90 seconds. And of course, sometimes when we have these news stories, there are some that we just have to, speak on a little bit. And I want to talk about the one in our very local space here in Tobago. That situation there with the use of community centers throughout the island of Tobago. It would be very interesting to know who really has the authority, who manages these community centers, and what is the usual route to get access to these centers, and what are they used for? Is it approved for them to use them for sporting activities, indoor sporting activities, for classes, trainings, workshops? Who has the right to say we can or cannot use these facilities? I mean, this is a very interesting conversation. What is your take on this situation?
I find this situation should not have reached to the level where it is at, but you know, you have to leave these things, you know, let it play out itself, and probably we'll get the results or the response that we're looking for in terms of who is really in control.
And the thing, to me, it goes further than who is in control, because at the end of the day, the programs are set up in such a way that the communities across Tobago benefit from the programs that they are offering. And so I do hope that we come to some measure of agreement and understanding, so that, you know, when the elephants fight, is the ants who really suffer. So let us not fight. Let us get to, you know, some sort of an agreement solution, where we can we can all benefit, because at the end of the day, we are trying to empower our very own people to be, you know, self-sustainable. Because I mean, we speak about the THA being the biggest employer in Tobago, and we're trying to empower people to stand on their own, to, you know, to learn a skill so that they can empower themselves and bring some measure of income. So let us see how best we could bring solutions to this and not let it blow out of proportion. And remember, the rest of the world is watching us, if not by any other means, through Tobago Updates Television.
That's so true.
Thank you, Biana. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to head on over to our birthday shout-outs, And on screen and celebrating a birthday today is Alicia Roberts. Alicia Roberts, it's her birthday today, and we do want to say happy birthday to you, Alicia. We pray God's blessings upon your life, and that you do enjoy your birthday as you head on into the weekend. Have a safe and enjoyable birthday. And the man, Kerwin John is celebrating his birthday today. If you know Kerwin John, is a man of cricket. Yes. And so we want to say happy birthday to you, Kerwin. We pray God's blessings upon your life, that you do enjoy your birthday weekend. And we know that Kerwin is a man that is larger than life. He does what he can to enjoy himself and to live his best life. So we pray God's blessings upon your life, divine protection for you, and do have a wonderful, wonderful birthday this weekend. Happy birthday to you. All right, before we go into the rundown, I just want to take some time to say good morning to some of our viewers here online this morning. I want to say good morning, of course, to Pearl Murray Beard, our loyal viewer, always there sending comments and encouragement to us this morning. Julia Brown, I see you. Thank you so much for being part of our viewers this morning and for giving us comments and all those, you know, support that you give to us. Travis Moses, good morning. Terry Trinidad, good morning to you as well. Good morning, Alison Robley. Good morning to JSL Boris Vincent, my cousin out there, Brenda Campbell. Good morning to my parents, Sharon and Jerry Cumby. Good morning. Lisa James. All of you who are viewing us on Facebook Live, on our YouTube channel, Robert McKenzie there from Jamaica. Those of you who are viewing us from Ghana, from wherever you are in this world, we say thank you so much for always choosing the morning show on Tobago Updates Television and making us the #1 morning show in Trinidad and Tobago. All right, who will we be speaking with this morning? This morning, we start off our conversation with Patterson Brooks. He's the principal of Roxborough Secondary School, and we're speaking about their recent rebranding and Thanksgiving, which took place earlier this week. So we're going to have that conversation with them as we walk through the journey of Roxborough Secondary School over the years. We also speak with Zia Brooks, track and field athlete, about her career accomplishments, and we round the conversations up with sports highlights. Yes, our sports reporters are going to be here this morning to have those conversations with you. As you know, it's Friday and we have a heavy emphasis on sports, and they're going to be here a bit later to have those conversations. And we do hope that you stay with us as we have, you know, those chats this morning with our guest, as we get the information and, you know, be a part of their journey and also show support for them. Of course, before we start these conversations, we have to go for a short break. And as you go for this break, we invite you all to help us share the live. We'll be right back.
presents Sip and Paint, an expression of a mother's love. Join us at the Tropicist Beach Hotel, Sunday, May 12th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Guests are entitled to finger foods and wine. Full package painter tickets only $600. And if you just want to hang out, we've got you. Limers pay $450. You'll be entertained by a special sensational reggae artist, a live band, and come witness our bonfire. We've got loads of giveaways. We're catering to mom all evening. Sunday, May 12th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tropicist Beach Hotel. Come, sip and paint with Tipsy.
On Saturday, April 27th, the atmosphere in Black Rock, Tobago will be filled with the sweet sound of jazz as Black Two Sugars and Starfish Tobago present Beachfront Jazz from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. A premium drinks inclusive event featuring Ace Bajan saxophonist Arturo Tappan and band, Trinidad Top Jazz Ensemble, Alan Paulay with Vaughn and Bigfoot, Tobago songstress Kai DeVere, and just added veteran jazz guitarist Michael Boothman, pianist Hannah Goodrich, and new sensation Rose. Backed by the Beachfront Jazz Project, led by Emmy Fortune. Beachfront Jazz, all part of the Tobago Jazz and Music Weekend. Get your tickets now at Cache Port of Spain, Trin City, Eastgate, Gulf City Malls in Trinidad, Lowlands Mall in Tobago, and Gencare Day Spa, Woodbrook and Tobago. Or call 681-1516 or 627-4141. Brought to you by B-Mobile, our telecommunications partner, RBC Royal Bank, Angostura Premium Rums, Hennessy, Johnny Walker Scotch, and the Prime Minister Sports and Culture Fund. Beachfront Jazz, April 27th, Black Rock, Tobago.
Hey, how are you going? Uncle Errol here. Listen to me. I'm so happy to announce that on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of April, Karaoke Guyal will be in Tobago. I'm looking forward to it so much. There's a grand prize of $10,000. So you can take part. Registration is easy. You call 371-7355. That number again, 371-7355, and register. It costs $100. Now the prelims are at Big Dog. That's on the 25th and on the 26th. And the grand final is at Village Vibes Bar in Mason Hall. Now the admission for Village Vibes Bar final is $150. However, if you have your Guyal t-shirt, which costs $100, you can walk in free of charge. Call the same number to buy your t-shirt, to order a t-shirt. Oh, geez, and ages again, but we're so excited about being in Tobago for Karaoke Guyal. Karaoke Guyal is powered by Big Dog, La Cantina, Village Vibes Bar, Honey Restaurant, Alfred's Auto Supplies, and the good folks at the Tobago Updates.
Here from Authentic Carpeting, located right here in Tobago at Storby Local Road. You can WhatsApp us or call us at 366-4173.
Tipsy presents Sip and Paint, an expression of a mother's love. Join us at the Tropicus Beach Hotel, Sunday, May 12th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Guests are entitled to finger foods and wine. Full package painter tickets only $600. And if you just want to hang out, we've got you. Limers pay $450. You'll be entertained by a special sensational reggae artist, a live band, and come witness our bonfire. We've got loads of giveaways. We're catering to mom all evening. Sunday, May 12th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tropicus Beach Hotel. Come, sip and paint with Tipsy.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
Welcome back to the morning show on Tobago Updates Television. We're now at 7:20 a.m. So if you're getting to work for 8 a.m. and having to drop the children off to school, you have just about 40 minutes to make it happen. So remember to be safe on the nation's roads as we go this morning. All right, so we are going to start our conversations this morning, and we have our first guest, and this is Mr. Patterson Brooks. He's the principal of the Roxborough Secondary School. As we know, they recently did a rebranding in the week, and so we're going to have some conversations as it relates to that. Good morning, Mr. Brooks, and welcome.
Good morning to you, and good morning to the listening audience in Tobago.
Right,
And
indeed a pleasure
beyond,
to
of
have
course.
you on our program this morning, especially we're talking about rebranding. But before we get into that, I want to talk a little bit about the history of the Roxborough Secondary School. I know the school opened its doors in 1965, which is about 59 years ago. And of course, so many things have changed since that time. You know, there's been a progression. And of course, we have come to this place now where you are principal there. And of course, you have a vision for moving forward. But what has your experience been when you entered the school? What has it been like before you got there, your experience as you entered, and where are you taking Roxborough Secondary School now?
Okay, I am born and bred, lived most of my life in Roxborough. So even before I started school, my father would take me on walks, and one of the places I loved for when he took us on walk was Roxborough Secondary School. That was, and it used to look as such a big place to me. Now, after I returned to for my degree, I went into teaching. I spent 35 years in teaching, and the last 7 years, I had the pleasure of coming back to Roxborough Sec. So it was like a homecoming to me because I spent the 20-something plus years teaching in the Scarborough region. So Roxborough, because it's home, it holds a dear place in my heart. When I got there, one of the things I was impressed with is the level of commitment of the teachers there, because how the school is currently, we have a tremendous amount of odds to face. And the victory that we got in the secondary school track and field championships this year is a living testimony to the dedication of the hard working staff.
Yes, I can
Does that
tell.
answer?
Yes, because
Right.
I know, especially these schools that are in community-based schools, you get that buy-in, not just from the teacher population, but you find that the community, the parents themselves, they are also actively involved, especially when the students come from that particular area. Just like how you are from Roxborough, and for you it's like home. You know, they buy into these extracurricular activities, and they ensure that they promote these children and give them the best options possible. So I see where you're coming from, and I understand what you're talking about with the commitment, because for me, if you have that partnership, then you are driven to do even more. And so I can see that coming from Roxborough Secondary School. I can see the passion that comes from there with the teaching and also with all the extracurricular activities emanating from there. Now, you've been there for 7 years and you've seen so many things happen. You've seen the commitment of the teachers. You've seen how they disseminate information, how they teach, the teaching and learning style there. And now that you are principal there, and of course you would have your own touch, you would have your own personal style, you'll have your own goals, and you'll have your direction for where you want the school to be. And what are some of the things that you are carrying from what you met there into the new phase with your rebranding?
Okay, let me just go back to the statement about the community base. We say it takes a village to raise a child. It takes a village to make a school. And Roxborough Sec is more than just Roxborough, because I will tell you 90% of our population is not from Roxborough and its environs. So that tells you of the school. But your question is what we are carrying forward. Now, our rebranding effort started in May of 2021 when we looked at the current condition of the world in terms of world of work, the way we are going in terms of technology and so on. We decided if you are going to use the traditional curriculum, then you are going to produce children that are fully prepared for the world of yesterday. So what we decided there and then is that we wanted to take the school from where it was, which was a school that even if we had technology as a part of the whole old model, but it was not necessarily a school that is going to prepare a child to take its part in a digitally enabled world. In addition to that, if you look at the curriculum of a traditional school, it is more geared to producing doctors, lawyers, scientists, and those kind of things, even if we're talking about junior sec and those other schools. And what we decided is that the best way for us to move forward is to offer a curriculum that is based on sports, arts, and technology, along with the technical vocational area of study. We wanted to start with sports because it instills discipline. You have to be a disciplined person. You have to, mastery comes by practice. You have to apply yourself. You can't be successful in sports because it's highly competitive. And we are saying that's the first criteria we wanted for our students. Someone who would be able to compete with anybody in the world today. After that, we have the arts. Once again, freedom of expression, but also mastery by practice, where you are able to explore all your creative abilities. And what we are saying, those two is going to lay the foundation for what comes after, because if you're confident, you apply yourself, you have the first two keys to success. After that, that's why we're going TechVoc now. TechVoc, we believe, is more applicable to the local settings in terms of preparing people for the world around us. If we prepare 100 doctors, 100 engineers, 100 lawyers, if all of the schools from Goodwood, we have 9 secondary schools in Tobago, that would be 900 of each of those persons. How many of them will find employment in Trinidad and Tobago? But if we prepare people to be tradesmen, to be artisan, then we are preparing them for the wider market. And in addition to that, we are looking at even new areas where in the digital world that is still not subscribed to enough on the CXC syllabus. Over to you.
Mr. Brooks, I really appreciate the direction in which you are taking the school, and especially when you mentioned that if you follow the traditional curriculum, you'll be preparing your students for a school of yesterday, which is quite true, because those things are a little bit archaic. And so moving forward, identifying where your strengths can be and where your students can thrive in those 3 particular primary areas, commendations go out to you. And of course, the world is, it's evolving. And so we have to go with the changing times. So many congratulations to you and the staff there for doing that. And I do hope that, as you implement these things, that you do see additional commitment from your students, from your teachers, and from the community that is molding the minds of these students as they try to achieve their goals. Talking about goals and achievements, I want to zone into some of the achievements that you have enjoyed over the time, your tenure there, and even prior to you being there. And what are some of the things you are putting your mind to achieving as you move on as principal there?
Well, the thing about it is, one of the sins of Roxborough Sec is that we don't sing our praises enough. We don't make the world know when we succeed. But I'm going to answer that, and I'm going to address another issue that you mentioned in passing. Now, we've won football championship, netball championships, film festival. We've won road relay competition, best okay, I'm going to come back to that. It's the competition that the bank was holding. Let me come back to that. Okay, so we've won Best Teacher for Science Expo. We've won best prizes in Spanish over the years. So we have won our share of competitions. Since we embarked on the Spartec project, we are actually doing very good in sports. What we want to do after that is ensure that we get the technological part of the program. The word the name I was looking for is we won the Best Young Leaders Community Project, and I really wanted to mention that because the Roxborough Police Youth Club is one of the product of the Young Leaders effort coming out of Roxborough Secondary School. And by the way, so is the leader of the Roxborough Police Youth Club, Mr. Collis Hazel, one of our alumni, also DCP Suzette Martin out of Roxborough Sec, not to mention the current PS in CAS, attached to CAS, Mr. Erland Kent. But those are past students. So those are some of the accomplishments that we have. You're asking, where do we want to go now? Number one, Roxborough Secondary School had its own digital platform as early as 2017, simply because we knew that if we want to get our product, our children, to be a part of a digital world, we have to be digital. And our teachers have to master digital, because you can't teach if you don't learn. As a matter of fact, we subscribe to the doctrine that a teacher is an eternal student. Now, coming out of that, we also want to get the children to take a more active part in charting the part of the school. So we have a very vibrant student council. Just recently, we sat down with them and hammered out the school rules where uniform were concerned, because we were having issues with the young men. Just recently in the news you had with the plotting of hair and so on. And we sat down with both the males and females and said, okay, here's what. This is what we have now as far as the school rules are concerned. Help us write some things that is going to uphold the standards of the schools, and at the same time that we could hold you accountable to without compromising standard. And they set their own rules. So if anyone, of course, the rules have to be sanctioned by the staff, the teaching staff. So if anyone now breaks those rules, we will hold you accountable and say, no, you sat with us. You were the ones who suggested it. You cannot renege from your commitment. In addition to that, we also, as part of the Spartak project, we want to create a space where when students have nothing to do, if you don't want to study, in terms of a maker labs, a maker lab is a space where we are going to provide you with technologies such as 3D printing, CNC cutters, where you could make your own circuit board, your own digital art. That is separate and apart from the curriculum that forces you to memorize a particular content. And we are saying in your free time, you could study, and when you're finished studying, come to the Maker Lab and create. Besides the Maker Lab, one of the big things that we are championing, since we owe our most recent success, not just to the effort of the sports committee and the PE teachers, but to the athletes themselves. You know that if an athlete is taking part in sport, he is doing double the work that the ordinary or non-athletic student is doing, because he has to go to training, he has to go to meet, then he has to do the same academic work, pass the same test that the students who have far more free time than him or her is doing. So what we have decided is that we have put together an academic assistance program to support our athletes, in which once you miss your classes, once you get back to school, we create space in the library where you would go under the supervision of the guidance officer, along with the librarian, the teachers who are free to catch up with the work that you have missed. And it's going to be online. So if you are traveling, once you have a device, you could log in and catch up with schoolwork. The only problem we are having now is we do not have enough computer systems to drive that. So we are hoping that someone in corporate TNT could help us to get at least 40 desktop computers to go along that way. And the long and short is, since we're speaking about athletics, I have issued a challenge to Mr. Thumb and his team that I want the first Olympic gold medal out of Tobago to come from Roxborough Secondary School. So that's it for now. If you want, I can, if you give me a chance, I would spend the whole day talking about all the plans we have for Tobago. So I'm going to give you the opportunity to chat the discussion so that I don't get carried away.
Thank you, Mr. Brooks, for that. Thank you so much for that. You know, there are a few things that I want to pull out from what you mentioned earlier. One of the main things is the consultation with the students. Involvement in creating their school rules and holding them accountable, because they are the ones who decided these are the rules that we are willing to follow, and the teachers sanctioning, of course, and having that measure of, you know, partnership where they are concerned. So kudos to you on that, and I do hope that the rest of policymakers employ that same method. It would be so much easier for us to agree on something and, you know, make it happen. So kudos to you and commendations on that. And that shameless plug that you put in there for those 40 desktops, you know, of course, I hope they are listening to you and that they will come on board and, you know, support all of your efforts. And I just want to take a few minutes to tell you congratulations from some of our viewers who are online and who are sending in comments. Coming in from Julia Brown. She's saying, I'm loving what Mr. Brooks is giving us. Brenda Campbell is saying, hi, Mr. Brooks, congratulations. And Alvin Thomas, who is a past student, apparently is saying, I think my old school should be converted to a full technical high school, which you alluded to as well in your discourse, and also Beyonce Akeisha, I can't pronounce that last name. Wonderful speech, Mr. PC Brooks. All congratulating you on the progress that you are making and all your plans for the future. And we too here at Tobago Updates want to wish you the very best in your future endeavors. We are very proud of where you are and where you are going. We look forward to see, continued transformation and the evolution of the Roxborough Secondary School. All the best in your endeavors. But this is where we have to wrap our conversation because of time, of course. And we see and we feel your passion, not only in this conversation, but we saw you dancing with your students at your Thanksgiving service.
I was having a ball. I was having a ball with them. But let me just make one more point. Currently, I don't want to sound as if we are a needy case, a needy school. We have a beautiful drive. You're talking about community input, where the PTA has gotten resources, free paint for us to paint the school. So we are currently painting the school on a class-by-class basis. The parents are coming in to do that. So this is once again students actively taking part in their school life. However, we have a major challenge. You see, we can only paint the areas that amateur people could reach up and so on. Where you have to get scaffolding and so on, that is presenting a challenge because the scaffolding is over about $30,000 or more. And in addition to that, I wouldn't put amateurs like myself nor the parents who come in to paint along with the students. However, the division of works, or what we used to call the division of works, I believe they call quarries and infrastructure or something like that. They have agreed to come in to paint for us as long as we get the scaffolding. So I'm putting another plug in. Please assist us. Thank you very much. Sorry for going over time. It's a pleasure. And anytime you want to chat with me or any one of the members of the staff of Roxborough Secondary School, because Roxborough Secondary School is not Patterson Brooks. It's a group of very dynamic, hard-working teachers, security officers, maintenance workers. It's a team, it's a family, and we are doing our best, and we'd like to get the word out, and we are very happy for the opportunity. Thank you very much. You have a wonderful day. All the best to the listening, to your audience, and all the best to your company. Thanks again.
Thank you so much, Mr. Brooks. Speaking there to Mr. Patterson Brooks, principal at the Roxborough Secondary School, talking about all their achievements and their projections as they continue to improve the standard and the quality that is coming out of the Roxborough Secondary School. We wish you all the very best, and we do hope that you, the partnership that you're asking for, that you do get them to advance your causes. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have to go for a short break before we continue conversations in studio with our guest. And of course, before we go for a break, we invite you and all your friends to help us share the live, share the live, share the live. We'll be right back.
Hey, how are you going? Uncle Errol here. Listen to me. I'm so happy to announce that on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of April, Karaoke Gael will be in Tobago. I'm looking forward to it so much. There's a grand prize of $10,000. So you can take part. Registration is easy. You call 371-7355. That number again, 371-7355, and register. It costs $100. Now the prelims are at Big Dog. That's on the 25th and on the 26th. And the grand final is at Village Vibes Bar in Mason Hall. Now the admission for Village Vibes Bar final is $150. However, if you have your Gael t-shirt, which costs $100, you can walk in free of charge. Call the same number to buy your t-shirt, to order a t-shirt. Oh, geez, and ages again, but we're so excited about being in Tobago for Karaoke Gael. Karaoke Gael is powered by Big Dog, La Cantina, Village Vibes Bar, Honey Restaurant, Alfred's Auto Supplies, and the good folks at Tobago Updates.
TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited notifies all members of its 74th Annual General Meeting at the Center of Excellence, Tunapuna and Shore Park Complex, Tobago, on Saturday, 11th May 2024, commencing at 1 p.m. Items on the agenda include minutes of the 73rd AGM, Board of directors and other committee reports, election of officers, presentation of audited accounts 2023, recommendations, dividends 2023, and resolutions, budget proposal 2024, amendments to bylaws. Registration for the meeting can be done online via the Society's website at www.twcu.co.tt. Their main office at number 31 Pembroke Street, Port of Spain, Trinidad, or their Tobago unit at Port Mall Shopping Center, Scarborough, Tobago. Deadline for registration is Wednesday, 1st May 2024 at 3 p.m. In order to safeguard the health and safety of all persons in attendance, COVID-19 protocol measures will be observed. For further information, please contact the Society at 623-4444. TWCU Credit Union Cooperative Society Limited. Our credit union, one family.
Hey there, jazz lovers. Fairways Restaurant and Lounge brings you Brunch on the Greens, a food-inclusive experience. Mark your calendars for Sunday, April 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we bring you the ultimate brunch experience. Brunch on the Greens.
1,000 kisses from you is never enough.
Don't miss out on the fun and the smooth sounds of live jazz filling the air. Featuring Tobago's very own Kay Allen, Adonna, Stephanie Joseph, and from Barbados, Narc. Brunch on the Greens promises to be unforgettable. Tickets are $300 and are available online at islandetickets.com and at special locations in Trinidad, Lisa Faye Hand-Dyed Silk Clothing, Normandy Hotel, and Cache Eastgate Mall, Trin City. In Tobago, Fairways Restaurant and Lounge, U-Vogue Port Mall, Cache Lowlands, Jade Monkey Crown Point, East Bay Fashion Spring Garden. For more info, contact 760-9866. Sunday, April 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Fairways Restaurant and Lounge. We head to Brunch on the Greens.
Put a smile on your face when you're moving from place to place. Good morning, good morning, morning, good morning, morning.
So welcome back to the Tobago Updates television. Of course, it's the morning show, and we're talking sport this morning. It's Friday 19th April. I want to thank you guys so much for staying tuned to Tobago Updates television. And of course, we were to have a person to be interviewed here this morning, but you know how things go sometimes. And of course, she called just a while ago to say that she's not feeling well. Miss Zaya Tobias, Scarborough Secondary School student, character athlete, national athlete. I think she's also involved in swimming. And we really wanted to get from her this morning, of all the accolades and stuff that she would have achieved in a short career, because I think she's only 13 years of age. And I wanted to share that with you guys this morning, but unfortunately she's not here. But of course, it's still sports. We have a number of things we can discuss happening in the Tobago space. Porter, my name is Marcus Daniel. Of course, you can call me Mr. Cricket, sitting alongside Mr. Porter, Tobago Sports Live himself. Good morning to you, Porter.
Good morning, Marcus, and good morning to the public. How's it been?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a busy sporting week for me, from where I sit, in fact, where I'm employed, right? We launched the Primary Schools Cricket League this week. We had netball yesterday as well, and a number of other things happening in the Tobago space where sport is concerned. Village leagues, there are some congratulations I have to give out as well too, cricket-wise. That's in my neck of the woods. What about you?
Well, everything's been going good. So many things happen that we had to talk about. We have to talk about Mariah League and all these things. But for us, I think you want to give out some sympathies.
Yeah. And of course, all with all the joys, I would have had this week in terms of sports. As a member of the Tobago Cricket Association, we were rocked by the sudden passing of our second vice president, Mr. Earl Arthur. And what's really amazing about that whole situation. It was said that he collapsed in at French Fort. I was at French Fort that same afternoon. And normally, we exchange greetings when I pass him on French Fort. A guy always into his fitness and show that he remains healthy. If you ever had a conversation with him, he'll tell you that he's a young boy still in that sense. Very diplomatic, respectful, very strong and disciplined. Obviously, spent many of his years being a police officer who's retired as an inspector. And then, obviously, his love for cricket he came into the administration, I think it was in 2020, would have given 4 years of his life to Tobago's cricket and the development of cricket in Tobago. And I mean, we are still trying to come to terms with that, with his passing, because we didn't see it coming, and that's how life is.
Yes.
You know, and I want to send up condolences to his friends, his family, and persons who just know him by just seeing him wrong. And I can tell you that no one can say that he was someone that you couldn't stop and have a conversation with, always willing to give advice. And I can tell you the first time I interacted with him, he invited me to play with his police team in Trinidad. You know, it was an invitation from him, attempting to have me join the police force as well. But with me loving cricket, I didn't think I wanted to get into, I didn't want to be a police officer at all. But he saw my potential and he wanted me to be a part of that movement, and I was very, very appreciative of being there. And Jones and all the other guys who are officers, they welcomed me in that fold, and just interacting with him, we became good friends. And I was happy for him to join the Tobago Cricket Association. And there was another encounter that we had driving on the highway. Very busy, trying to get to get home, and you know, I did not an illegal drive, but a drive that I should not have done.
It was illegal. If you weren't to do it, it was illegal.
And then, you know, he was driving a private vehicle with a siren, and then woo woo woo, and he pulled alongside me. I took the window down, and I saw it was him. Wait, Marcus, is you? You should know better, you know. People watching at you, right? And only because I know you, and I'm giving you a warning at this time, but not again. Drive properly on the road and don't break the laws of the road and stuff, you know. And you know, we laughed about that, and you know, him joining the association, we'll have had many good moments, and you know, very, very saddened by his passing. The Tobago Cricket Association, we have some things planned, you know, to send him home, you know, the right way. And obviously we're asking all cricketers on the island, all the clubs that are going to be participating this weekend, obviously as a mark of respect, we're going to recognize a moment of silence and asking all the cricketers to wear a black armband, you know, in respect of Mr. Ulata.
Right, okay.
Yeah. And so yeah, that's it. And of course today we want to wish the president of the Tobago Cricket Association, Mr. Cohen John.
Drinks later? Yeah. Drinks later, Marcus? Drinks later, it's Friday?
It's Friday.
It's Friday?
So we want to wish him a very happy birthday today.
Happy birthday, Corwin.
Yes, man. Coming from the members of the Tobago Cricket Association, and we do wish him a very happy one, a good one. I mean, knowing Cohen John, he knows how to have a good time. So I know that he will have a really good birthday today. Yeah.
All right. So let's start this now. Yeah. I mean, I have to complain. Words only give me 15 minutes. I don't know.
that's not a problem.
But first, let's talk primary school.
Yeah.
Lots of things happening there. Tell me what's going on.
Yeah. So as I said, this week we launched the Tobago Primary Schools Cricket League on Wednesday, out at the parade ground in Bacalet. And as someone who advocates for cricket, Porter, I'm delighted to announce that we have 18 schools, in fact 19 schools in total, that will be participating in the league, out of 33 primary schools in Tobago. And last year we had, and you've seen some pictures there, last year we had 15 schools, and this year we obviously increased by 4. And just seeing the joy on the faces of all the participating schools on the parade ground. We had the schools, obviously, it wasn't a march past, but it was a parade of schools. And that was followed by a 3 overs knockout. Signal Hill Government Primary won that knockout. Congratulations to them.
Way to go, Signal Hill.
They defeated Wim Anglican perennial champions in the final. It was an exciting final. It came down to like 1 over, 11 runs needed. And young Gloria Henry, and I'm sure you heard of Gloria
Henry. That's my girl, Gloria.
Yeah, Gloria Henry bowled that over, defended 11 runs against a really good batter, and KL Moses. Tears. KL cried, the American school cried. And it goes to show that these guys are passionate at this level when it comes to the sport of cricket. And the reason why I'm delighted, Porter, is that we have been challenged at the Tobago Cricket Association with young people getting involved in cricket, football and track and field. They are having the joys, right? And to see that 19 schools would have actually registered to participate. This is Wim Anglican, Miss Hurst and Sir David, always visible with the Wim Anglican School when it comes to cricket. And they had a good time. So Nicholas Private, they are now participating in sport.
Oh, that's nice.
And this is Shaquille and the youngsters there. Actually won a game last year. I didn't think they won any game they didn't win any games last year, but this year, the joys of winning at least one game. It was really good. And I mean, listening to the faces there, Delighted as a sport officer in the Division of Education, Research and Technology. Kiel and his mom, consoling him there after defeat. It was really hard for him because he felt like he had it under control facing the last over. We had the young girls involved as well. Officer Bobby Phillips giving back to the sport of cricket as well. It was really good. A really nice opening, and I'm looking forward to an exciting league. We started the day with 4 matches.
Right.
Matches begin at 10 a.m. We have 2 matches because the out there is so big we can have 2 gongs. So matches
2 games
will be played
at once,
simultaneously. Right. 2 games at 10 and 2 at 12. Right, so for those who are viewing this program and are listening to my voice at this time, if you don't have nothing to do this morning or today, you can get on there at Parade Gong and support the youngsters. We are aiming for more Joshua James, more Jaden Kent, more Orlando James. All those guys came through the primary school level, and it starts right here. Very, very happy. Councillor Orlando Kerr, he was there, encouraged the youngsters to participate in sport. That's Miss Gina Allen, School Supervisor 1, and they greeted the teams and brought greetings on behalf of the division. Right, and that was, of course, primary schools.
And that's just primary school. So tell me what's happening with netball.
So netball opened yesterday. Unfortunately, we don't have the images as yet. But yesterday we had 18 schools down at Shaw Park as well. So it seems that something is happening with the schools. What I'm very happy for, I'm seeing more younger teachers getting involved, because the senior teachers obviously will be probably preparing the students for C exam, and they are teaching standard 4 and standard 5. And I'm happy to see the younger teachers are getting involved now, and the principals are letting them get out there, bring the trend to play sport. Football, cricket, basketball, no matter what. So yesterday we had the primary schools netball opening. 18 schools participated, and obviously that was followed by a knockout competition, and it was won by Table Peace.
Wow.
Yeah, Table Peace won that knockout. Scarborough Methodist won the March Pass, and I wish I had the pictures. It was like a kaleidoscope of colours there yesterday at the Shaw Park hard court, and matches will start next week. But delighted once again. I know that as a sport officer in the division, we are all about sport for all, and we encourage the principals, the parents, allow your children or child to participate in sport. And I was really hoping we would have had Zaya this morning to talk about her exploits as a 13-year-old going to Scarborough Secondary. She's a swimmer as well.
So I was told, yes.
Yeah, and outstanding in track and field. So primary school, that's what we have in primary school so far. Village League, jump into Village Leagues?
Yes, Village League. Yeah. Mariah Village League is happening. Mariah Community Builders put on exciting league, Marcus. I told you came and you watched from the bank.
Yes, right? The bank is the best place to watch any sport happening in Mariah. You should experience the bank.
Yes,
you should experience the bank. Just watching, just overlooking the playing area there, and you're seeing the game from a height. It's like you are in Manchester Stadium, and you're like on the 3rd level or something, and you're watching down. And I really want to shout out to the Mariah Community Builders. That's Omari and Omari Taylor and the guys that are doing really good work.
Excellent job. Every night, there's exciting games. The love that I'm seeing that the players are playing in Mariah League, I hope to see that in TFA. Okay, Mr. Alfred? I would love to see that in TFA. Everybody coming out and play their heart. When the game starts, there's so many persons on the bench waiting to play. Everybody coming out and loving the game. And I love the support from the village. Big up Mariah all the time. Well done, guys. I'm so proud to see this every night when they have games. And we also have the standings. Why is the guys can put up?
And you see, and as you mentioned there, support from the village.
Yes.
I am a strong advocate for village leagues. Community interaction. Not just the players who benefit from unearthing or identifying talent.
Yes.
The concessionaires. I'm not sure if you had a cone or some sauce or some...
Of course, a snow cone or something.
Yes, but somebody can make $1 every single night. We have these village leagues. It doesn't have to be football only. It can be cricket. It can be netball, because almost all the communities that we have in Tobago, the gongs are lit. There's a basketball court, there's a netball court, even a tennis court as well. You understand? So I love to see people, and not just the THA or the government, community groups, getting involved in organizing these leagues, keeping the communities engaged. And I'm telling you, if it is that all the communities are engaged in this way, the crimes that are committed in the communities wouldn't happen.
Yeah, we wouldn't have that.
The guys who are basically committing the crimes are young people. Young people just have nothing to do or nothing meaningful to do. If we have the community leaders engaging these youngsters in meaningful activities, because these leagues are And like a $15,000 you can win in 2 weeks or 3 weeks. And if you have football this week and then you have, or this month you have, next month you have cricket, then you have continuous
activities.
Trust me, Porter. And they started to unearth the talent and showing them that there can be a bigger picture here. You can make a national team and you can do something.
Exactly, because these teams have a lot of young players. Miller Youth, Kyle, Tobago Select have a lot of. This is the standings.
And look at it, Kyle. Kyle is known for track and field, right? And Kyle has a team playing football.
Kyle has a very good team playing for football. Good morning, Kyle and Tobago Select.
Yeah, just recently he had this goat racing thing as well.
Exactly.
So Kyle is a typical community leader. And those are, if people can get more involved just as Kyle and to try to give back to the youngsters and to the communities, Porter, we will be a better Trinidad and Tobago, and we have more people participating in sports.
We have Eagles United, have a lot of young players. We have the Miller Youths, and I'm there basically for these guys to showcase them.
Eagles FC, they started in Scarborough FC, through primary school football league with Sir Gibbs and Mr. Bowesfield and all those guys. They saw the potential of all those youngsters.
Yes.
And they said, hey, see, let me try to keep this thing together, formalize it, structure it. They participated in the TFA league and they finished, I think it was third or fourth they finished. And they are now participating in a village league, keeping them sharp, keeping them engaged. Because obviously TFA league will start later this year, in September?
September.
In September. So you can't just wait for the TFA league to start training a month before. Keep them engaged. And it's all about trying for them to move to the next level.
Yes.
You understand? Jem Gordon playing with Phoenix, got a call up with the team, national team recently there. And as I said, I'm all about these village leagues. And talking about village leagues, Roxborough. And the concept of the Roxborough Village League, Porter.
I know you like that.
What?
Tell me why.
I'm actually trying to brainstorm now. I've been discussing with some people, how can we get that in Keenan Monaco? Because, I mean, the people at Castor may not like the fact that I call Keenan Monaco my home. But I always give Keenan Monaco kudos for my development where cricket is concerned.
Right.
And sporting and event planning and all these different things. And I'm thinking, how can I get this involved in Keenan Monaco compound? Because the concept of that Vauxhall Village League is like they are using streets. So this street versus that street, then up the road versus down the road. And they use the villages, the streets, and the businesses in the community to sponsor the league itself. They had a nice launch, and I saw that launch, and I watching that, and it's something that I can go and support every single night.
Yes.
And the banter, the bragging rights, and I'm told it's not just football. They're going to be doing cricket. They're going to do all fours and all these different things, Porter. Just imagine the community supporting that, Porter, or the people who are deviant or who have deviant behavior getting involved, representing the street, and then they realize, but wait, but I can make something of myself here.
Yeah.
Just imagine every single community adopting such a plan, and then we come together and have a big family day where we have villages versus villages in our village league. Just imagine that, Porter, and I think it's something that we all can do, but we need the village leaders to actually come together and do this. And this is our next village league as well. And this one is in Mason Hall, and obviously under the auspices of Assemblyman Ian White Pollard. And it's the second annual one, so that means it would have had one last year.
Yes.
And obviously,
and I heard it was very good.
Exactly.
Unfortunately, we weren't there, but this year for sure, Mr. Pollard said yes, he's going to have us there.
Tobago Sports Life.
Tobago Sports Life is going to be there.
So again, village league again. And it's important that we have these village leagues happening. We want to see the players on the bigger stage, but where it starts? In the villages.
In the villages.
Picking the players.
We have Roxborough.
Right, look at this. Dynamo, Main Road, Strikers, Renaissance, Nationals, Uppers, Masters, Alabama. So let's look at this structure.
This here.
It's like a World Cup here. It's like a World Cup here.
Good morning, Ansel Toppin, right?
Ansel Toppin, Kerry, Walcott, and on the organizing committee. I praise you guys and keep up the wonderful work. I look forward to coming and supporting the initiative. I mean, I'm not sure who are going to back, but I'm coming for the delicacies that they have on a nightly basis. I mean, you get to see the culinary skills of a lot of persons that they didn't even know that they can cook.
You see so much things is happening in sport, Marcus. So many things is happening. You know? So looking forward to this village league. Also, Bethel League is going to be starting soon too.
Yes, again, and that's I can't remember the coachman there from Bethel.
That's
Terry Joseph.
And Tuffy and the guys.
Tuffy and the guys. Again, Tuffy been around Long time. And I think it was last Sunday, I went to the stadium to watch Phoenix play. Obviously, they won that game 2-0. Congratulations to Phoenix. And I was having a conversation with some fellas from Canaan. When are we starting back the Village League? Because when I just moved to Canaan, they had a thriving Village League. Main Street and all those teams participated there. And that's where I started my juice making as well.
Oh!
I used to make my little fruit punch and my punch and still on an afternoon. And I mean, so loud, you know. So I'm hoping that, you know, somebody, I mean, not just Terry Williams or Phoenix Football Club, but there are persons in the community that can take up the initiative. Besides myself, because
right.
I'm strongly involved with Kenam Monaco Sports Club,
yes.
Kenam Monaco Night Winball Cricket League, Winball Cricket Leagues in Tobago as well. So get the communities working again, get them involved in sport, and you can see how this country changes around in terms of this crime situation that we have.
So, well, we have so much things coming up more. Yeah. We also have rugby.
Rugby.
Well, but let's talk about the first season.
In fact, Phoenix playing this weekend the First Citizens Knockout Cup.
And we wish them good luck.
Yeah. And they moved from 9th position to 7th with the victory on Sunday. In the league. And
did I mention before? Yeah. No, don't look at words. Do not look at words. Do not look at words.
And what you see, before the season started, Coach D'Souza and Mr. Cadet would have actually mentioned that they, finishing mid-table would have been a huge accomplishment, and I think they are on course to do that.
Right.
But they now change gears to the Knockout Cup, and their first game is against, I think it's Eagles. They're going to be playing against in the first game. That game is at the Arima Velodrome tomorrow. So I want to wish them all the best.
Yeah,
and I'm loving the support of the Tobago public.
Yes.
Whenever Phoenix plays
in Dwight Rock Stadium.
Yeah. And I must admit, Tobago Sports Live. We had to work Tobago Sports Live taking.
Yes, we did the broadcast. We did the broadcast for Sportsmax, and that was a really great experience. It came off flawless. I'm so happy. Thanks to Sportsmax for giving us the opportunity. And we look forward to working with them. Right. So we have the First Citizen Cup, and I don't know why Wood's signaling us to wrap up. And anyway, so also we have rugby coming up. We just have a few more Woods, and then
Yeah, so you have rugby coming up. And we should have gotten someone from rugby this morning as well. But we're gonna get them sometime next week to talk about rugby. And it's good to see rugby trying to really.
I want to take in some of this. You see this? The Sand Slam? Yes.
Yeah. And so we have Jay Wright, who always sends me the information. She's a strong advocate for rugby here in Tobago, and I'm liking the work that they are doing. I mean, there's something for everyone. If you don't like cricket, we have rugby. If you don't like football, there's track and field.
We have tennis.
But you must participate in sport. Sport for all. All right?
Also, you want to say congratulations to the young man?
Oh, Jaden Kent.
I'll leave that for you. Cricket is your thing.
We couldn't leave this platform today, Porter, without congratulating young Jaden Kent. And I want to strongly congratulate him, because Jaden Kent came to the primary school level as well too. Passed through, and I want to always, I like to mention it. Primary schools, that's where it starts.
Yes.
Came to the primary school level, represented the Tobago zone at this year's under 17 interzone tournament. And what the Trinidad Tobago Cricket Board does, at the end of the interzone, they normally pull the top players for a North-South Classic. It's basically like a trial match, right? And Jaden Kent in that match, the North-South Classic, would have slammed 101.
Wow.
101.
Wow.
His first century. And it's always a good feeling when you score that 100. And this was the moment he scored the 100 there. He scored the 100, and just to see the supporters, his teammates from Trinidad supporting him as a Tobagonian Porter. Outstanding stuff.
Clappers.
9 sixes, and I think 7 fours he got. I was told that this ball that he hit went over the cricket center. Magnificent stuff, and celebrating there.
Yeah.
Jaden Kent,
well done, Jaden.
Congratulations to you. I wish you all the best. And look at the support, encouragement from his teammates, and I love to see it. And I wish him all the best in his future. I trust that with this 100 here, he will now represent the national team at the 17 level. And I mean, as a Tobagonian, very, very, very proud of young Jaden Kent. And as a Tobago Cricket Association member, we are extremely proud of Jaden Kent, and I want to wish him all the best going forward.
Congratulations. We have one more flyer for the games tonight in Mariah. Oh, also we have this.
Yeah. This
School's out, right? Yeah. It's a walk from Signal Hill School to Shore Park, and proceeds will go back to the school, any school that is select, so that a child could also get something.
Yeah, and then obviously, Porter, we have the T20 Tobago Cricket Association,
Yes.
our T20 League second round happening this weekend.
This weekend.
Last weekend we had the first round. Second round action this weekend at Shaw
At Shaw Park.
and at Roxburgh. Matches are 10 and 1.
Whole through the year is cricket, Marcus. Marcus, you inside.
Cricket no longer seasonal.
inside.
No longer seasonal. You know, and Woods now telling me that, you know, he didn't get a chance to show Mr. Arthur. Of course, we mentioned Mr. Arthur.
Yeah, Mr. Arthur.
Before we started. So for those who you might have heard the name, but you can't put a face to it. You know, Mr. Arthur, I said second vice president. You'd have been you know, a very, very strong disciplinarian when it comes to cricket, and he was actually elevated to the head of the disciplinary committee of the Trinidad and Tobago Cricket Board. You know, given his stance when it comes to discipline in sport, you know, and yeah, Mr. Arthur smartly dressed there with his blazer, and you know, it's going to be a tough time when it comes to sending him home. But yeah, he's going to be missed. He's gonna be missed. Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So tonight, Mariah League is on. We have the flyer for the games. It's gonna be Eagles against Kings and Tobago Select versus Collar Hall. And what is keep telling us to cut. What?
Don't forget today. So get up there tomorrow.
Yeah. Tonight.
You can see me at the bank. I'll be at the bank tonight.
It's gonna be interesting. It's gonna be a good game because Eagles is a young team. Tobago Select, Kings United, Collar Hall coming out strong. They're trying. I'm really rooting for them, but my heart is on Tobago Select.
Yes,
but guys, come out.
Don't forget to catch all the recap on, of course, Tobago Sports, Tobago updates, news this afternoon at 6:30. And yeah, we're gonna bring.
And we'll be streaming it live also if you can make it, right? So yes, we must go. We are.
Yes. Yeah, guys, thank you so much for joining us on this
Friday
sport highlights. Yes, it was sport highlights, and of course, for those who you may have missed. Yeah, continue doing your thing, and obviously you can always reach out to me on Facebook. You know, everyone has my contact as well. We look forward to sports. We look forward to the information so we can share it. We're gonna throw you over to Candice Jackson. But good morning, Tobago. Guys, continue to be safe out there.
Thanks for the extra time, Woods.
Have a good sporting weekend. Don't forget to share the live. Share the live.
Drink lots of water and try to stay away from junk food. Yes. Share the live.
This is my first race for the day. I've been around the goat racing since little, so I grew up with an idea. This could be my second to third year of running goat. I felt very good when I come down and I see her in front. Felt very nice.
So long as you are a good racer and you like the thing, you're going to put everything into it. And I call it jockey and say, look, we're going to dominate today. We're going to dominate. You win Friday with Latin Lover. I need you to put down your best foot forward. And so done, you do the work.
I came here with my family and they thought it was a good idea that I come to participate in the event. I train with UE at the St. Augustine campus here. This is my first time here, so it's pretty fun. And while winning my event was the icing on the cakes.
We're spending Easter in Tobago, so we said this is something that they should see. Yeah, I think it is a wonderful thing to do for Tobago, and I like the community spirit and the environment and of course the entrepreneurs down there with the food and the craft, and so I think it's excellent.
Today we have burgers, we have hot dogs, we have chicken and chips. Sales has been going pretty okay thus far. Yeah, it's a nice experience. As you see out here today, we have a lot of niche type businesses, a lot of small or micro businesses on the outside, so a lot of persons get the opportunity to display what they have.
It's been amazing. Watching the goats is wonderful, but also the bonnet competition is quite something.
Yeah, really good fun, really enjoyed it. Yeah, it's been crazy. We haven't seen anything like this at home.
It's really great. The races are fun to watch. All the vendors have good food and attractions, yeah. I like it because we get to see animals that we usually don't get to see normally in in Canada or like Tobago. My snake is my favorite animal. I don't know. I just have always really liked snakes. We have little garter snakes in our backyard that I always catch and always used to catch.
This is an event that normally caters to the family. And once we are able to bring families together, once we are able to execute a better social standing in our community, I think we are a success, you know. Sometimes we measure everything by financial success, but there's always the reality of having stronger communities coming out of events like this.
That was a production of the Department of Information, Office of the Chief Secretary, Tobago House of Assembly.
Welcome to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates, your source for current affairs in Tobago, Trinidad, and the region, with the perfect conversations to complement your morning routine. I am Candace Jackson, and let's get started with the news in 90 seconds.
News in 90 seconds is brought to you by Standards, never beaten on quality and prices.
Concerns are being raised about central government's permissions to use the multipurpose facilities in Tobago. It began with a Facebook post by Tobago West MP Shamfa Cudjoe-Lewis alleging THA's obstruction of central government projects. Cudjoe-Lewis criticized THA's reluctance to allow central government programs in THA facilities, citing instances of interference. She accused THA Secretary Terrence Baines of intimidating the Black Rock Village Council. Senator Lawrence Hyslop also defended Cudjoe-Lewis, condemning the THA officials' interference. Meanwhile, the U.S. government's recent reinstatement of sanctions on Venezuela's energy sector does not impact the drug and gas deal between Maduro government and Trinidad and Tobago. This assurance came from the Ministry of Foreign and CARICOM Affairs. The release followed an announcement from the U.S. Department of Treasury's Office of Foreign Assets Control, OAFC, regarding amendments to their General License 44A governing Venezuelan sanctions. The ministry clarified these amendments do not affect the specific license issued to Trinidad and Tobago, permitting business dealings involving the drug and gas deal. And finally, Prime Minister Dr. Keith Rowley announced that the Cabinet has approved a name change for the Emancipation Holiday. Beginning August 1st, it will be known as African Emancipation Day. He made this announcement during a recent media conference, emphasizing the need to clarify the significance of emancipation and who it pertains to. Dr. Rowley noted international attempts to associate with Emancipation Day and asserted Trinidad and Tobago's leadership in establishing it as a holiday. He underscored the importance of recognizing that Trinidad and Tobago's emancipation is rooted in the liberation of African slaves, stressing the unique historical legacy of descendants of slaves and the duty to preserve it. And that was the news in 90 seconds.
Life is good with Zero. Zero interest for 6 months. Zero down payments. Zero stress payment plan. That's right. With Standards, My Terms, we are putting the power of zero in your hands. Now, you can get that new sectional, fridge, stove, or TV for zero down. Pay zero interest later and enjoy a zero stress payment plan plus quick approval within 48 hours. Standards, never beaten on quality and prices.
And welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, now from our top news this morning, of course, we mentioned what's been going on at the Black Rock facility and some disagreements or some some controversy regarding the MP for Tobago West, of course, that's Ms. Champa Joe Lewis, in regards to use of the facility. Now, to clarify what's really going on, what's really happening in terms of the management of the facility, I am going to be speaking this morning with the Secretary of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport, Pastor Terrence Baines. And he's joining us online. Of course, he's out there in the U.S. at this point in time. So good morning and welcome to you, Pastor Baines. How are you doing?
Good morning, Candice. And I am cold, but good. Thank God. And good morning. Good morning to all our viewers and listeners.
Thank you. And no, you are out there, first of all, you're out there on the invitation of Minister Foster Cummins, the Minister of Youth, for something at the UN?
Yes. Minister Cummins, who is the Minister for Youth and National Service, extended an invitation to us to join him and his team for the ECOSOC conference. It is a youth conference pretty much that discusses a myriad of youth-related issues as to how youth can be much more involved and engaged in the governance and the betterment of the world as a matter of fact. And so this is our second year. This is the second invitation that we have received, and we took advantage of it, and it has been a successful meeting. And at some point, I will come to the station and we'll ventilate that extensively.
Certainly. Now, I mean, and interestingly enough, while you're there working with the Minister of Youth, Minister Cummings, we're having an issue here in Tobago regarding our MP for Tobago West, Champa Joe Lewis, and of course this has to do with the use of the Black Rock facility. Now, we gathered from you and some of the information that you previously shared that this issue is not just an issue that's rooted in that little letter that we saw from the administrator about the use of the facility. It goes a little further back. So I want to take it back first of all as to what did you meet as the secretary when he entered into office in terms of the management of these facilities and the role of the village council in them?
Let me just, if I could just take a minute and just go back in your news clip earlier. I don't know, it was saying that the minister was saying that we are interfering with the plans of the ministry. No, the laws according to the THA Act, youth, sport and community development falls under the purview of the THA in Tobago. That must be made abundantly clear, which includes all the facilities that are run by the division. So the Ministry of Sport and Community Development cannot say that we are interfering. That is a contradiction. So that's one thing aside. Now, as per a administrative committee minute number 96 dated October 7, 1996, there was a justification for what is now called, or what was called at the time, the Black Rock Regional Complex. And it was operated by an appointed board. The tenure of the board subsequently expired in October 18, 1998 and was never renewed. Let me say that again. The tenure of the board expired in October 18, 1990, and it was never reviewed. Since the expiration of the board, an interim management committee was put in place to manage the day-to-day affairs and operations of the center through the village council, funded by the Division of Community Development and Sport. Well, formerly the Community Development and Culture, and even it included Enterprise and Development and Labor. The Executive Council, by minute number 191 in February 27, 2013, approved the payment of recurrent expenditure, inclusive of salaries and so on, with effect from October 2012, and this until the constitution of the new board of management. So When I came into office, we met a particular regime in place where the previous administration was empowering the village council to run the affairs of the center and so on. The then administrator indicated to me, because we were receiving invoices coming from the then president of the village council, Mr. Larry Paul, invoices were coming to the division to the tune of some $80,000 according to the information per quarter. So what that seems to suggest that during that time, that leading up to that point, that Mr. Paul and whoever else was in that management system were receiving some $320,000 per year as it relates to the center. The administrator explained to me that there was no way of verifying the claims that were made by the invoices that were being presented. And he had a difficulty with it. And what was happening is that those invoices at that time were not even addressed to the administrator, they were addressed to the secretary, to the then secretary. Right? So with that information, I called on Mr. Paul. We called him to a meeting and said, listen, we want to be able to regularize this matter. Bring to us a comprehensive report of the operations of the center and so on, so that these receipts that you are bringing, the payments that you are requiring of the division can be justified. Mr. Paul subsequently brought what I can only interpret to be a proposal. And so I suggested to him that that was not what we were requiring. A few weeks later, he brought another document with some numbers on it. It was unaudited. It did not even have a signature on it. And I felt it was an insult to what we were talking about. And there's been an impasse since that. I think what we did last year is that we came to a place where we said, because we were told that some 2 or 3 workers were there at the center and so on, and we decided as a division that we're going to try and bring this thing to a close. We aggregated what the officers were owed as per the former agreement, and we paid off the officers and so on, and paid up all the requisite bills and so on. And an instruction was given for the keys to be retrieved at that time, because we were, as you can appreciate, we are now in a new move trying to regularize the operation of all these facilities and the management and so on. And to that end, we were going to put an interim measure in place to take care of that, because we're moving in this direction.
So at this point in time, who is in management? How does the management of the facility work?
Well, I have been very measured with information in the past regarding this matter, right? What should have happened is the instruction should have been carried out, and there would have been one of the coordinators that would have been given the responsibility to oversee the operations until we regularize the new policy and the village councils are constituted and so on, and they will then, have the right to manage the facilities and so on. It must be noted that the Black Rock Village Council is defunct. They have not been constituted, notwithstanding the agreement, and the decision is that the management, there will be some, we are working, we've been doing some town hall meetings, some consultations to inform a new policy that we want to implement to regularize the usage of all the facilities across the island. The Black Rock situation was an anomaly. Of course, there's an anomaly there because of how it started and the challenges that we were facing, as I mentioned earlier. So we wanted to try and regularize that, hence the action. Specifically as it relates to what has happened with the minister and so on, the point must be made that Mr. Paul and whoever else works with him were not really authorized to engage in any activity as it relates to renting of the facility and so on, right? Because that facility is one of the centers that is used for the execution of the vocational skills training program, which started in the beginning of April and so on. And so I was advised that Mr. Paul went ahead and granted whichever group it was to have vocational skills classes at the center, the very same classes in large part that the division was offering, and also displacing the division. And additionally, I was told that they were even enlisting the support or the work of some of the very tutors that we were utilizing in our program. And the thing about it is, we were not high-handed. We called Mr. Paul to a meeting, and he was there, the administrator and some others. I was not at that meeting, and there was no need for me to be there. And it was reported to me that it was explained to Mr. Paul that this decision has to be rescinded. Mr. Paul, according to the report, agreed to find another place for the work of the ministry. I was advised that even after that agreement, that the classes were still going ahead, and therefore I said, this cannot be, it just cannot happen. And the nuances of the minister to suggest that she has a right to unilaterally use any facility in the Tobago space without a collaboration is error. It is error. It is arrogant, as a matter of fact, right? And so what should happen as far as we understand it, there are ministries in Trinidad and there are divisions in Tobago that may be doing similar work. What should happen is a collaboration on those things. That is what should happen according to the rules.
Now, Mr. Bates, we're going to have to just pause there for a second because we got to go for a break. But I really want to get more into this when we come back after the break, because, of course, this is where a lot of the controversy is about, not allowing the ministry and so on. So we're going to get more clarification when we come back after the break.
Hey there, jazz lovers. Fairways Restaurant and Lounge brings you Brunch on the Greens, a food-inclusive experience. Mark your calendars for Sunday, April 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we bring you the ultimate brunch experience. Brunch on the Greens.
1,000 kisses from you is never enough.
Don't miss out on the fun and the smooth sounds of live jazz filling the air. Featuring Tobago's very own Kay Allen, Adonna, Stephanie Joseph, and from Barbados, Narc. Brunch on the Greens promises to be unforgettable. Tickets are $300 and are available online at islandetickets.com and at special locations in Trinidad. Lisa Faye Hand-Dyed Silk Clothing, Normandy Hotel, and Cache Eastgate Mall, Trin City. In Tobago, Fairways Restaurant and Lounge, U-Vogue Port Mall, Cache Lowlands, Jade Monkey Crown Point, East Bay Fashion Spring Garden. For more info, contact 760-9866. Sunday, April 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Fairways Restaurant and Lounge. We head to Brunch on the Greens.
Hey, how are you going? Uncle Errol here. Listen to me. I'm so happy to announce that on the 25th, 26th, and 27th of April, Karaoke Guile will be in Tobago. I'm looking forward to it so much. There's a grand prize of $10,000. So you can take part. Registration is easy. You call 371-7355. That number again, 371-7355, and register. It costs $100. Now the prelims are at Big Dog. That's on the 25th and on the 26th. And the grand final is at Village Vibes Bar in Mason Hall. Now the admission for Village Vibes Bar final is $150. However, if you have your Gael t-shirt, which costs $100, you can walk in free of charge. Call the same number to buy your t-shirt, to order a t-shirt. Otis and ages again, but we're so excited about being in Tobago for Karaoke Gael. Karaoke Gael is powered by Big Dog, La Cantina, Village Vibes Bar, Honey Restaurant, Alfred's Auto Supplies, and the good folks at the Tobago Updates.
Welcome back to Good Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, we are continuing our conversation this morning with the Secretary of Community Development, Youth Development and Sport as we sort of try to bring some clarification to what's been going on with the controversy surrounding the use of the multipurpose facility out there in Black Rock. That has, of course, attracted some criticisms from MP for Tobago West, Champaka Joe Lewis, in terms of its use and so on, and the authorization of use. Now, before we went to the break, Pastor Baines went through with us what's been happening in terms of regularizing how the facilities, not just the Black Rock facilities, but all community facilities throughout Tobago are going to be managed under the division. Of course, that's a process that's still in the works, and how it should be working with the village council and so on. Right. But another thing that we were getting into is the fact that the Ministry of Community Development is offering certain courses, certain vocational courses throughout the length and breadth of Trinidad and, of course, Tobago. And the facility was going to be used to have some of these courses. But Pastor Baines was also explaining to us that it seems as though that these classes are the same that are currently being offered by the Division of Community Development. And now, Pastor Baines, have you ever been approached by the ministry regarding these classes to see if there was a way to have some collaboration?
Never. And you see, the point is, Candice, is why I keep making the point that this should be a matter for collaboration, is that had the ministry done that, we would have been able to sit down and say, well, okay, you offering this, this is what we offer, and how can we collaborate to make sure that the people benefit from the thing? We wouldn't have any clashes. But what I'm saying, this is an attitude by some of the ministers to not even have any regard for what is happening in Tobago. You understand? And it comes out in the narrative, you see? And as far as I understand it, that when it comes to matters that fall under the purview of the various secretaries in Tobago, our counterparts in Trinidad, they have a particular program that they are offering. There should be a collaboration on that so that these matters will not occur. But because of the choice by some to come as if they own Tobago, to have no regard for the political setup in Tobago and so on, and to selectively do it, because we know that there was another time when the same minister for Tobago West was one of those that was raising hell under the PP government about the same type of situation, these same approaches. So we are saying that, listen, there is a government in Tobago, there are officials in Tobago with particular responsibilities. We are not in trying to set up and engage in any war. All we are saying that there must be respect as it relates to how we are treated with these matters, and so that the people can benefit. That is all we are saying.
Now, there are some that are saying that the THA should give way to some of the classes being offered at the ministry because those classes seem to have some accreditation attached to it. What do you say to something like this?
That is a point of view that people have, and that point of view is rooted in ignorance of what the real issue is. You understand? And I don't accept that at all. I do not accept that.
Now, if the minister decides to come to you now, even after all of this has happened, and say, hey, look, let's see how we can collaborate, or let's see how we can still find a way to work together, will you be willing to work with her?
I am a public official, Candice, and my concern is that the rules of engagement be in accordance with what the law affords. And if the rules of engagement by the minister and others who think and operate like her change, I am sure that there is place for conversation and there is place. And I will even make the point. We are out here on an invitation by the Minister of Youth and National Service, Minister Cummins. We have a very respectful and amicable relationship. We are working on projects in Tobago. We are working in collaboration for optimizing of the CCC offerings. We are working on expanding the footprint of My Part and My Lat and some of these other programs that can assist us in Tobago. And that is how the thing is supposed to work. That is how it is supposed to work.
Now,
so I don't understand.
Sorry. Is this the first time you've had an issue of this nature with the MP for Tobago West?
No, it is not the first time. Like I said, I have been very measured in the past. I've been very measured. And remember that Mr. Clark is the one who has direct responsibility for youth and sport. And I know that in the startup, it appears as if Mr. Clark and the minister had a very amicable relationship. And I did not get involved in that at all. But I think that the deterioration started, as far as I am concerned, when we were building the Black Rock beach sport facility. And I noticed that there was heightened aggression and animosity from some of the public utterances that she began to make. And those things, to my mind, have deteriorated since. And there's been this high-handed, approach where she throws her weight around and just thinks that she can do whatever she wants without any kind of correspondence or even conversation with the relevant divisions in Tobago. And that must not happen and will not happen under my tenure.
Now, of course, earlier we spoke about the forming of that policy to better manage the facilities and so on. And of course,
yes.
This is also to be able to manage how it is taken care of financially and that sort of thing.
Sure.
When can we see this policy come into full effect?
Right. So we concluded the rounds of consultations about maybe a week and a half to 2 weeks ago, and the report is being compiled at present, and the report will be presented to the Executive Council. We shall ventilate it extensively and so on, and then in my mind, I expect, because of the importance of this, and remember what we are trying to do ties into the Tobago that we are trying to build. We want to empower our communities, but at the same time, there must be rules that everybody follow. And you can appreciate that there are several of the village councils that have been engaging in some activities that were not convenient and so on. And we want to have some accountability. We want to have some shared responsibility between the division and between the village councils and so on, so that we can have a policy that is emblematic of best practice in the Tobago space. Right, so I expect, because I have been speaking with the officers and so on, and they have assured me that the report is perhaps almost complete. By the time I return, it should be complete, and we should be ready to take that to the Executive Council, and hopefully by the next month or so, we should be ready to roll out this particular program. We also need to say that we've been encouraging the various village councils to get themselves, normalized and regularized, because a lot of them have not done their AGMs yet. They when we came into office, Candice, there was some 38 thereabout village councils, and 99% of them were defunct. We did a revitalization project and so on, and we managed to get upwards of 28 to 30 of them working and so on. But the time has expired. And so we are asking and encouraging them to do their AGMs and so on, and then so that they can be in place for when we get ready to roll out the particular program.
So is there also going to be a policy as to how village councils should be constituted and the relationship with the village councils and the division, that sort of thing?
Sure. All those things. Well, remember, there is a constitutional reference for village councils and their operation. So we are guided by that, and we are also trying to crystallize a particular approach, a model that is unique to the Tobago situation, where there is mutual collaboration for the benefit of all.
No, and of course, one of the campaign promises by your administration was to have a certain budget for all communities and so on. Is this the reason why we've not really heard so much on that? Making sure that we had the village councils constituted and so on, to have a better conduit as to how that money is utilized in the communities.
Right. So the both things are actually happening simultaneously as we speak, but it is important, and that is one of the reasons that we've been encouraging the village councils as well, because and we are also encouraging them that there is need for a healthy relationship between the village councils and the area representative, because the area representative will be like the conduit for the most part to get this thing up and running, right? And so yes, to your question, it is important that the village councils are regularized, and and as long as the village councils are legitimate, we are going to make sure that all are treated equally. Policy will cover all the districts in Tobago, and I believe that will be to the benefit of all.
And have you had any discussions with any of the village councils at all as to just this new direction, and what's been the feedback from them?
Yeah, remember in the consultations that we are having, there are representations from the various village councils in those meetings. And so they have been voicing their opinions and so on, and we did make the commitment. And we were saying to them in the consultations that what we brought was a plan. We didn't think it was prudent to go to the council empty-handed. We came with a particular outline, which we intended, to optimize based on the feedbacks that we were getting from the various councils and the various individuals. And so that has been our approach, and that to me is what the consultations were all about. And so those thoughts and those pertinent matters that were raised by individuals in the various communities and representations from the various village councils who cared to come will have impact on the final product.
All right, great. Well, I want to thank you so much, Pastor Baines, for being able to join us this morning and, of course, give us an update and some clarifications on these issues. And we are looking forward for your return and to hear what you've been able to accomplish out there with the Minister of Youth regarding the conference that you are attending.
Noted. Thank you very much, Candice.
All right. Well, viewers, we got to go for a quick break, but we'll be back right after this.
The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor.
Hey there, jazz lovers. Fairways Restaurant and Lounge brings you Brunch on the Greens, a food-inclusive experience. Mark your calendars for Sunday, April 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. as we bring you the ultimate brunch experience. Brunch on the Greens.
1,000 kisses from you is never enough.
Don't miss out on the fun and the smooth sounds of live jazz filling the air. Featuring Tobago's very own Kay Allen, Adonna, Stephanie Joseph, and from Barbados, Narc. Brunch on the Greens promises to be unforgettable. Tickets are $300 and are available online at islandetickets.com and at special locations in Trinidad, Lisa Faye Hand-Dyed Silk Clothing, Normandy Hotel, and Cache Eastgate Mall, Trin City. In Tobago, Fairways Restaurant and Lounge, U Vogue Port Mall, Cache Lowlands, Jade Monkey Crown Point, East Bay Fashion Spring Garden. For more info, contact 760-9866. Sunday, April 28th from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. at Fairways Restaurant and Lounge. We head to brunch on the greens.
Life is good with Zero. Zero interest for 6 months. Zero down payments. Zero stress payment plan. That's right. With Standards My Terms, we are putting the power of zero in your hands. Now, you can get that new sectional, fridge, stove, or TV for zero down. Pay zero interest later and enjoy a zero stress payment plan plus quick approval within 48 hours. Standards. Never beaten on quality and prices. Deltec Distributors, best deal. 3 pounds pork, goat, chicken, turkey, beef, 5 meats, 3 pounds each, $300. Best deal. Or you could try 5 pounds pork, goat, chicken, turkey, beef, 5 meats, 5 pounds each, $500. Best deal. $20 delivery. Call me now. 359-5040 or 237-0102. Order online at www.deltecdistributors.com or check with me. Mainwood, Aga, Tobago. Deltec Distributors, best deal.
Tipsy presents Sip and Paint, an expression of a mother's love. Join us at the Tropicist Beach Hotel, Sunday, May 12th from 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Guests are entitled to finger foods and wine. Full package painter tickets only $600. And if you just want to hang out, we've got you. Limers pay $450. You'll be entertained by a special, sensational reggae artist, a live band, and come witness our bonfire. We've got loads of giveaways. We're catering to Mom all evening. Sunday, May 12th, 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. Tropicist Beach Hotel. Come, sip and paint with Tipsy.
You're the prize, you're the queen.
JK Tech, we bring technology to your doorstep. From cutting-edge laptops to reliable printers, we've got it all. Nationwide delivery and a new website for easy online ordering. JK Tech is your one-stop shop for your electronics and computer needs. Carrying top brands such as Acer, Samsung, HP, and much more. Follow us on Facebook and Instagram at JK Tech TT or visit jktechtt.com. Quality tech is just a click away. JK Tech. Evaluate your shopping experience, your tech, your way. Call or WhatsApp 383-2651. Shop smart, shop JK Tech.
You can now get whatever you need whenever you need it anywhere in Tobago with Tobago. Your meals, medication, groceries, and shopping all delivered directly to you. No more hassle, no more stress. Get the Tobago app today on Google Play or Apple App Store.
That's TAPPOGO and let us deliver to you.
Check our website at www.tapogo.app or call the experts at 494-TOGO and 484-4746. Tobago. Relax. We will get it to you. Tobago's at your service.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy
Morning Tobago on Tobago Updates. Viewers, now we are switching gears to something light and fun and exciting happening, especially if your last name is Andrews. Of course, we're talking about the Andrews family reunion. So to speak about that, we are chatting this morning with Mr. Diamond Andrews and Miss Ruby Andrews. So good morning and welcome to you both.
Good morning.
Glad to
Thank
be here
you.
with you. Yes, in
Good
studio
to be
this
with
morning.
you.
Certainly.
Yes.
So you guys are planning this big family reunion for the Andrews.
Yes,
Tell me about it.
big times. We are starting off tomorrow. Actually, most of the folks are already here in Tobago. And people are coming from all over the world to be with us for the weekend. And Andrew's name is a big name in Tobago, especially in Belgarden. And so my sister and I, for those people who have not seen Ruby for many years, they are now seeing her on television. And so Ruby, what do you want to tell the people about the union?
Good morning, Tobago. Good morning, Belgarden. I got in last night, really late. But today starts off the putting things in order for Saturday and Sunday. So we have the weekend booked for celebration, meeting and greeting people, reuniting with people that family members that we haven't seen in a long time, that you grew up as a little person and now we all grown. So I am absolutely, totally elated just to be here and to be among my family. Andrews, as Diamond said, is a big family name.
Yes.
And it just keeps growing and growing and growing because there's so many men. So you know what that means.
So tell me about some of the activities that you guys have in store for this weekend.
Well, we are opening up on Saturday evening. It's supposed to be at 2 o'clock at the community center in Belgarden, hoping that all things will work well for us. We're going to open up with just meeting and greeting people who we have not seen for many years, people who we just talked to on the telephone. We never saw some of them. We're going to be meeting them tomorrow evening as from 2 o'clock, and we're going to go on maybe until whatever time in the night. It's fun time. You know, we're going to talk about our ancestors and where we came from. Who are these Andrews people? What about you? You know? So we're going to talk about our parents and so on, and who you are so and so and so, but who you came from. Let us know that. And so we're going to make some fun out of that. That is going to be Saturday evening. Right. Any addition there?
On Sunday, then it would be like the semi-formal, where we're going to have food and drinks and dancing and some performance, some entertainment. We have a lot of our family members that came in from the UK, the US, and then those that are in Trinidad. So we're all going to meet up at the community center in Belgarden one more time. And we are going to celebrate, like, you don't know, going down some ancestry trips, connecting the dots, making everyone know exactly a little bit, because you can't do it in two meetings. And then bringing us back together so that you get to understand why you're an Andrews, how you got here, and who you belong to, like Diamond said.
And why is it so important that you guys are able to come together and do something like this?
Well, we are really solid family people. We love family. So, you know, my family, going to meet Ruby's family and the families from the other areas. We're going to meet with Ela's family and Edith's family and all the families. We're going to come together because we love the family story. When I leave Tobago, if I have to go to Miami or New York or wherever, I have to find my family just to say, listen, I'm here for 2 days. I'm putting around. I'm not coming to your house, but I'm here. So, you know, we keep that kind of lock together. We keep that oneness together all over the world, wherever we are. We have folks in America. We have folks in England. We have folks in where Jeffrey is there. In New Zealand, not New Zealand, but one of those places somewhere outside. I can't remember the name right now. So we want just to see people who we have not seen, because at my age, there are some of the young Andrews that I never saw in my life. This weekend is the weekend to see them and to get to know
And here is another piece of the importance. What along the ways, I don't know if that happens in your family, but along the ways, we noticed that a lot of the siblings, a lot of the youngers come through, and they don't know each other like we used to in our time we were growing up. You live here, you live there. You know, we've traveled. I left here a very long time ago, but I still stay in touch with even the little ones. And that is one of the pieces of the importance, knowing who you are now, and then what's going to happen to you down the road. Because hopefully some of us will age and will still be around. So you need to know your bloodline. And that is the importance of this whole coming together.
So we're gonna talk about where our great
where it began
came from.
Yes.
Coming all the way down. That's
how did they come to Tobago, and then
So
how did they get
any
there?
snippets as to, you know, any little tidbits about that
Why
that
not?
you want to share?
Because if we go from Kwao, that was an African man who came to Haiti, and then he was transferred to Grenada, and then he came to Tobago. That's our great grandfather. Two Kwaos came in the country, and Kwao 1, they didn't have names. They were just Kwao. So it was Kwao 1, Kwao 2. Kwao 1 is our great grandfather, and so he passed on to where we come to the grandfather, and down to my father, and to where I am now, and then I have some grandchildren and some children, you know. So we need to know
So
where
that's
that comes
that's
from.
the lineage right there.
We have a long story. Batty Andrews, who have the old donkey cat. You know about the old donkey cat? That was an Andrews.
She's a
That
little
property still belong to. And you know, so lots of rundown that we need to just put back together. Say, this is where you came from. This is who you are.
And there's a group that came in that I don't want to forget to mention. A very close family. I said one of my new cousins, family cousins, Michael Andrews. We call him Bingo, and he came through with the idea, and then from that we piggyback on his thoughts and so he had a vision for what this is supposed to look like. So I want to give props to him.
Did a great job.
He's on the boat coming across to Tobago, so give him big props, and then just sort of networked and put it together. It's a absolutely beautiful thing. Look, I'm having goosies. Goosies just telling you, yes.
So, I mean, for people that are out there that may be part of the Andrews family and not know what's happening this weekend, you know.
Well, we are here on the television now. It's public. So who see, and who want to come, could come. But they will have to call us to let us know, because we are using the community center in Bear Garden, and it's already full.
Yeah.
So if anybody come and they want to stand outside and so on, and we're
Plus
going
it's
to
a
put up
catered
something
event,
that
so
they can
you
see
need to know.
and so on. So it's not a problem, because after yesterday I got a call. I hear what you're having, so you know. So we are trying to make it happen, and then we want to highlight things about the Andrews, entrepreneurs. We have big times. We have engineers. We have pilots. We have so many in all the areas you could think about. We have preachers. We have
Certainly. All right. So it's happening this weekend. When and where again?
It is in Bear Garden.
In Bear Garden, at the community
center, right on the main road there. Everybody knows the community center in Bear Garden, where they have weddings and all kinds of stories. And on tomorrow, we are going to begin at 2. Am I right, sis?
Yes,
right.
hopefully.
And then on Sunday, we are also going to begin at 2.
Correct.
Right, and we're going to go, the end time, there is no end time. When the folks get tired and they want to go home, they could go home. But we're going to have food. And
so it's a weekend of
we're gonna have dance,
celebration.
Yes, we're going to have like Rio and Johnny King, all those are our families. They're going to come and sing, and, you know, we're going to have some fun together.
All right, great. Well, I want to thank you both for coming on and sharing this wonderful thing that's happening within your family with us.
Yes.
And I hope you have a great time this weekend.
Thank you so much.
If you have time, you could come on
Thank
up.
you. Thank you.
Thank you for the invitation.
This has been awesome.
All right, well, viewers, that's how we're going to have to wrap things up this morning. I want to thank you so much for joining us. Have a safe and wonderful weekend, and we will see you again on Monday. So bye for now.
It's a brand new morning, rise up to a brand new dawning as the passion start to rise. The energy fill the skies. I say thanks for favor to wake up and hear me neighbor. 60,000 people strong, and the vibes is never wrong. We are beauty, we are power. We are people in the sun. We are beaches, we are
You're viewing Tobago Updates Television, your exclusive gateway to Tobago, broadcasting the beauty of this island paradise to the world.